Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with StampCreatively, and I have Pattern of Friendship, online exclusive, stamp set of words, no images, and then the die looks like this. It's got these teeny tiny holes. Not punch out holes where I have to punch where it leaves a mess. It looks like this. It's really cool. It shows up really nice on this. Then the designer series paper I wanted to use was the Need for Tweed. And it's funny because this reminds me of some sweaters I had in high school. It's like really looks warm. And then here's the other side. It's a little bit different paper pack. You get 4 designs, 3 of each. So you get 3 sheets of each of these instead of the 6 and 2. So you still get 12, it's just a different way of doing it. So I was in a swap and I got this card and I set it aside because I liked the way she used the designer series paper. So this is what I did with that pretty paper. Masculine cards are always like our beast. So this one looked like a boy card to me. It was made perfectly for someone that needs to get their card where it opens the wrong way, because that's what I did, right? This one, I patterned this background. Can you see those little dots in there? So I patterned that. It's hard to see. This one, I patterned the whole front. So it's got some of those little dots up in here. You can't really see them here. They're very subtle. And then here's the last one. So I used all the words in the set, and I used all the patterns of DSP, and I'll show you how I did it. So I took a 3 3/4 sheet of, this is the 2-sided paper. I had some of this where I had been using it for something else, so it became the base. And I took my seal and I went around the edges and a couple through the middle. And then these are 1x4, and I just laid them over the top, alternating the pattern. And I wanted to make sure they touched up against here. If they're off or there's any edges that are bothering me, I can always trim them when I'm done. There's that. And then there's this. And again, we love a good boy card. So then I took my paper trimmer and I went from corner to corner. And make sure you hold this down really well, because if you don't, it does a slip and slide, which is what this one did. I was like, dang it. So you just have to hold it down real tight. Then this is the blueberry bushel. I said that with confidence, yes. I'm going to take my seal and I'm going to do this right here. So my friends are texting me all of a sudden and it's dinging on my computer, and that's what that is. And I reached up and I was going to mute it, and then I'm afraid if I mute it, I'm going to mute my camera or my phone or my recording, and that would really make me mad. So I'm afraid to mute them, but that's what that is. I will get back with them later. So I just went from corner to corner like that, put it on the front. So that I don't do this one the wrong way, I'm going to use this fold right. That's a little bit smarter of me. And then here are my words. And I used this at camp, and it was a fave because, they said they're always looking for boy cards, which we know that's true, right? Come on, I need this to ink well. I think that's good. I need to get it right in that spot. If you could see me, I'm up on my tippy toes, leaning over my camera. I stamp standing. Everybody does it different. I like to stand when I stamp. Boom, baby. Look at that. So my desk is standing. So the embellishments that I used on all of them are the pressed flower motif. And even though it's supposed to be a pressed flower, I think just the metals make it masculine. So here we go. And now I'm going to seal it right on the front of my card. What do you think, friends? Do you have a favorite? Again, I really like this DSP. I can't wait to use it with some of my Christmas stuff. Because again, it looks like a warm, snuggly sweater. Oh, I do want to show you this. So this one I mounted on 4 by 5 1/4 and then mounted it on the same color. This one I just took to the edge. So they look a little bit different, so you can decide which you prefer. I'll show you the rest of this one. So this one I mounted on vanilla, the 4 by 5 1/4. This one I did the same with all those cool lines. This one I switched colors. This one I did cranberry and then mounted it on espresso because I really wanted to pull out the cranberry in that tweedy looking sweater. All right, friends, thanks for joining me. Gosh, I hope you have a great day. I will post pictures of all of these below. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.